Just so
The
terrible.
state's geographically popular
my God.
rent
It's a-
and live hurricane. Florida is
goodness.
notorious for its
Exactly.
in the coming decades.
my
The
God.
looming
Oh my
threat of
God.
climate change recently
That's a
noticed that her
lot.
monthly escrow
That's
wasn't
something to make
covering
you
her
want to
homeowner's
move.
costs.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
Today we are going to be looking at the dark side of Florida nobody's talking about. What could it be?
The dark side of
How
Florida.
How dark is this side of Florida
that nobody
Yes, it has to be like extremely dark
for nobody
So,
to be talking about
yes,
it.
exactly. And today would love to know that dark side of Florida, if we should go or we should stay back. So guys,
We are just curious, yeah.
exactly. So let's get right into the
Video.
Past few years, Florida has seen a huge net in migration. As people fled New York and California, they headed for greener, or in this case, sunnier pastures in states like Florida, Tennessee, and Texas. Florida has long been a place that attracted retirees from the Northeast. There is the yearly migratory pattern from the Caribbean, most notably Cuba. Miami resembles Havana more than Orlando when it comes to the rich culture, language, and food.
Wow, so
Whereas
colorful.
places like Boca Raton
Oh
and hurricanes,
my God.
which can cause tone, are basically Long Island. But in the last year, Florida has
Yeah,
lost its place on
everything.
top.
People staying here
In
are so
fact,
lucky.
some people are leaving the Sunshine
so
State.
beautiful.
Let's be clear, they are certainly not moving back to New York or California. Things aren't that crazy, but they are moving up to the Carolinas, Texas, and even Arizona. And to be fair, in terms of sunny days, Arizona is technically the real Sunshine State. Let's look at the top 10 reasons why people are leaving Florida. Number 10 is the desire for a different lifestyle or environment. Many people
Which
move
is very
to Florida
normal.
for its warm climate and scenic
valid
beaches.
reason.
But over time, some may find that they crave more than just the monotony of year-round heat. The constant heat
it's
and
a normal
humidity
reason,
can
not
be
a bad one.
exhausting, and the novelty of beach life eventually wears off. Additionally, the desire for a change in scenery, such as mountains or 4 distinct seasons, can drive residents to explore other parts of the country. The search for a more temperate climate, diverse landscapes, and new experiences is a significant factor in the decision to leave Florida. While northern Florida has slightly more diversity when it comes to climate, it certainly doesn't have the same lure as other states in terms of changing leaves, hot chocolate weather, and even a bit of snow. Number 9 is the high cost of living. The cost of living in Florida has been steadily rising over the years, making it increasingly difficult for many residents to afford basic necessities. Ironically, the cost of living has increased as more and more people flooded the state, so it's a double-edged sword. People move to escape high costs and thus create high costs. The most notable rise has been the cost of housing. Housing prices have skyrocketed, particularly in popular cities like Miami, Orlando, and Tampa.
Oh my God.
Rent
It's a
and
really
property
beautiful
costs
city,
are
though.
significantly
Yes, it is,
higher than the
actually.
national average, putting a strain on household budgets. Additionally, the cost of goods and services such as groceries, healthcare, and transportation has also seen an upward trend, further exacerbating the financial burden on residents. Number 8 are the hurricane risks and severe weather. I mean, have you ever seen one of those live hurricane update news clips? Florida is
Yes,
notorious for its
exactly.
susceptibility to hurricanes and severe weather conditions.
Just so
The
terrible.
state's geographic location makes it a prime target for tropical storms and
Oh
hurricanes,
my
which can
God.
cause extensive
I can
damage
only
to properties
imagine.
and infrastructure. The constant threat of
Yeah,
hurricanes, especially during the hurricane season from June to November, forces
Constant threat of
residents to prepare for
hurricane.
potential evacuations, property damage,
my
and
God.
power outages. The emotional and financial toll of these weather events is a significant
It's so
factor
bad.
driving people to seek safer and more stable
To
climates.
leave,
Hurricanes
yeah.
Michael, Harvey, Irma, and the infamous Andrew were
Oh,
some
wow,
of the most
this looks
damaging
really
and
bad.
expensive disasters in American history.
My God.
The question isn't will you encounter a hurricane, but rather when will you encounter a
Please no.
hurricane?
When?
Number 7
Because you
are the
don't
high
know.
property
High
insurance
property
rates.
insurance
This goes
rate.
hand in hand with the severe weather threats. Talk about expensive.
Yeah.
Homeowners insurance is some of the highest in the nation. In 2024, over 70% of residents saw an increase in coverage or even a drop in coverage altogether. To put things in perspective, the average homeowner's insurance rate is $2,377 per year. Vermont has the lowest
my
annual
God.
cost with an average of only $918, whereas Florida
Wow.
homeowners pay the highest at nearly $11,000 annually.
That's a lot.
That is 5
Can you
times the
imagine?
national average.
$11,000.
One
That's a
Florida
lot. 5
homeowner
times
who
the
lives in
national
Palm
average.
Beach Gardens
That's
recently
a
noticed that her
lot.
monthly escrow
That's
wasn't
something to make
covering
you
her
want to
homeowner's
move.
Definitely,
costs anymore.
definitely.
She looked at her policy and noticed that it had
No, but it's so
recently doubled.
beautiful.
She is now
Yeah.
paying the same monthly cost in insurance as she is on her mortgage. And renters don't have it that easy either. Landlords will often adjust the cost of rent to cover costs.
But it's
The
a very
Palm Beach
beautiful
Gardens
city.
homeowner
Yes,
renewed
it
the
is.
lease on her 2
Colorful.
roommates and had no choice but to increase their rent substantially to offset her costs. Not to mention that renters
Imagine.
should get renter's insurance because if a hurricane destroys the home you rent, your items are not
Yes,
covered
exactly.
under the
You also have to
homeowner's
get
insurance.
insurance.
Number
Goodness.
6 is overcrowding and urban sprawl. Florida's population has been growing rapidly, leading to
Jeez.
overcrowding and urban
There's
sprawl
lots
in
of
many
people.
areas. Cities like Miami, Orlando, and Tampa have experienced
Wow.
significant population booms, resulting in crowded streets, schools, and public spaces. The increased population density has put a strain on infrastructure and public services, making daily life more stressful and less enjoyable for residents. The lack of adequate urban planning and the relentless expansion of suburban areas contribute to the sense of overcrowding and diminished quality of life. Many people fled New York to get away from its traffic, only to find that Florida
Yes.
isn't much better. A result of urban sprawl
It's
is
not even better.
placelessness. Placelessness is when
can
every main
imagine.
street looks the same. A Walmart, a McDonald's, gas stations, car dealerships, Burger
Every
King,
street
and
is so
other chains that
confusing.
completely take away
I
from
know,
a town's
right?
local charm.
Especially
Whether
for a
you're placed in
visitor.
Orlando
Yes,
or
exactly.
Tampa, if you drive down the wide 4-lane road, you would never know where in the country you were, as it all looks the same.
Can you
Number
imagine?
5 is traffic congestion.
Traffic
This deserves its
congestion.
own
Oh, I thought it was
category.
only in
It happens
Lagos.
a lot.
Typically
Yeah, it happens
associated
a
with
lot.
New York,
Yes, I can
Los
imagine
Angeles,
leaving this
Yes.
country and then going there to
DC,
face
and
it
Boston.
as
It's the
well.
same
It's not
thing.
often
You
that
wouldn't
Florida
want to.
tops that list, unless of course you live in Florida. Miami is ranked the 10th worst city when it comes to traffic, which is pretty bad considering
Oh.
Miami is the
I think New
44th
York should
most
be like the
populous
first.
city and yet boasts the
Honestly,
10th
because-
worst traffic. With a population of less than 500,000, it pales in comparison to New York and LA that have 8 and 4 million residents respectively. The problem with Florida traffic is
Oh.
often blamed on the young and the elderly. The road is overrun with 15-year-olds and 90-year-olds. Hong Kong, beep, beep. Number 4 is the rising temperatures and climate
15-year-old and
change.
90-year-old.
Florida is one of the states
What's the
most
meaning of
vulnerable
that?
to the impacts of climate
What
change.
would a 15-year? Is it
particularly
legal in the
rising
US
sea
for
levels.
15 years old to
Coastal
drive?
areas are
Yes,
experiencing
exactly.
You think so?
increased
I don't
flooding
think
and
so.
erosion,
It's supposed to be like
threatening
18 and
homes,
above.
businesses, and infrastructure. The
my
long-term
God,
outlook
this
for
looks
some
really
parts
bad.
of Florida is bleak, with scientists predicting that sea levels could rise significantly in the coming decades.
Oh my
The
God.
looming
Oh my
threat of
God.
climate change and its effects on the environment and property values are driving residents to consider relocating to areas less affected by these issues. Number 3 are the high taxes,
High
especially
taxes.
property taxes. While Florida is known for its lack of
I think
state
you
income
mentioned that
tax,
before.
Yeah.
residents still face high property taxes and other local taxes. Property taxes in particular have been on the rise, making home ownership more expensive. The high taxes, combined with the cost of insurance and living expenses, can be overwhelming for many residents. This financial strain is prompting
definitely
some
would
individuals and families to move to states with more favorable tax environments and lower overall costs of living. Florida was ranked as having one of the most regressive tax structures in the nation, with the bottom 20%
wow, that's
of
bad.
Florida taxpayers, as measured by income, having a state and local tax rate that is nearly 5 times that of the top 1%
lot.
of households. Number 2 is limited job opportunities in certain sectors. Although
There's also
Florida has a
limit- okay,
strong
certain
tourism
sectors.
and hospitality industry, job opportunities in other sectors can be limited. Professionals in fields such as technology, finance, and manufacturing may find fewer employment options compared to other states. The lack of diverse job opportunities can make it challenging for individuals to advance their careers or find work that aligns with their skills and interests. This economic limitation is a key reason why some residents choose to relocate to states with more robust job markets
exactly.
and better
It's a
career
valid
prospects.
reason.
And while this may not
I
impact
can imagine.
retirees who don't need to consider career options, this certainly affects the working aged person considering where to move. And number 1 is the political and social climate.
And
This
social
one is a
climate.
mixed bag. While many people are moving to Florida for its politics, there are naturally going to be people who disagree. The political and social climate
Yeah,
in
that's
Florida has
true.
been a point of contention for many residents. The state has a diverse population with varying political views. leading to tensions and conflicts over key issues. Recent political developments and policies have further polarized communities, making it difficult for some residents to feel comfortable and represented. The desire for a more aligned and harmonious social and political environment is prompting some individuals and families to move to states that better reflect their values and beliefs. Education has been a focal point in Florida politics. While many teachers flock to the Sunshine State, many of those have rejected the political landscape. Have you ever considered moving to Florida? Or are you one of the people who have fled the Sunshine State? Tell us in the comments below
Let us know
where
in
you're
the
from
comment
and why you
section.
would
I would like
or
to
would
know.
not.
Wow.
Really wow.
I don't even know what to say at this point because it's a beautiful city.
It is exactly that's what I was about
the
to
beach,
say.
everything, the water, you know, the
Everything
view.
is just beautiful about it.
Yeah, but what I just see is that you need to have money.
And apart from that, I think what scares me the most is the climate changes.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God,
the
how could I
hurricane and
possibly
everything.
forget that?
Yes, imagine moving into a state that you're not even sure
Of your
when exactly this would happen.
and your future, and imagine investing in such a place.
Exactly.
And then in the future, you know, your kids' futures are not is not secured because imagine you bought a house and everything, and then one thing could just happen and it's all gone.
It's all gone. Your life is like all gone. You're starting afresh.
Honestly, and how many things do you want to insure? How many things do you want to be paying?
It doesn't just make sense. Though.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, so I think people relocating and moving out of it is very, very justifiable because people need to be where they are secured and they know that there's there's no problem coming anytime soon. There's no how do I put it, like there'll be no disaster. My properties are safe. If I mortgage a home today, in the next 100 years, I'm not scared that
this would happen, that would happen.
So yeah, I think that's the most scariest reason that he gave, and for me, most justifiable reason. The other one, the high cost of living, I think almost like everywhere else. The tax, most places also pay. So I think, and it's a developed city. Although he said there's job scarcity in some industries, but like other ones, they're like great jobs, and you will definitely find something to do. So yes, that's about this video. Thank you all so much for watching it with us. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did filming it. Please leave your comments below. Tell us what you think. We'd like to hear from you, and give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed our reaction. Consider subscribing. It will go a long way. Thank you. God bless you. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you all
in our next video.
Bye.